Tonight, the moment your eyes close, your body is going to do something it never does while you're awake. It's going to start rebuilding you, quietly, in the dark, without asking permission. Muscle you strained today will begin repairing itself. Your brain will start clearing out waste. It's been collecting since morning, and at one point, for reasons scientists only fully understood in the last 20 years, your entire body will do something so strange, it almost sounds made up. We'll get there. But first, let's follow you into the very first stage of sleep, the one most people assume matters the least. They're wrong about that, and you're about to find out why. For most of history, doctors thought sleep was simple. The body switching off, nothing happening, nothing worth studying. They were wrong too. Sleep isn't one long, quiet state. It's a series of stages cycling roughly every 90 minutes, and each one has a completely different job. Most nights, you'll pass through this cycle 4 or 5 times before morning. Each pass looks a little different. Early cycles lean heavier on deep, physical repair. Later cycles, closer to dawn, shift more toward the mind. Your body, it turns out, has an order of operations, and it rarely skips a step. The moment you drift off, you enter light sleep. Your muscles loosen, your heart rate drops. To anyone watching, it looks like nothing at all is happening. But your brain is already preparing for what's next. Within about 20 minutes, you fall further into something deeper. And this is where the real work begins. During deep sleep, your brain releases a sudden, powerful burst of growth hormone. More than at almost any other point in your day. Think of it as a signal flare, fired out across your entire body. A repair order sent to every tissue that needs it. The muscle you strained carrying groceries. The small tears from a long walk, a workout, or just standing at your desk all day. All of it gets marked tonight for repair. It doesn't stop at muscle either. That same repair order reaches your bones, quietly maintaining the density you'll need decades from now. It reaches your skin, replacing cells worn down by sun, stress, and simple daily wear. Almost every tissue in your body gets added to tonight's list. And remember the protein you ate earlier? This is the moment it finally gets used. Amino acids, waiting in reserve, get pulled into damaged tissue and rebuilt, piece by piece, while you're completely unconscious. You don't build muscle at the gym, you build it in bed. But repair is only the beginning of tonight's work. Because right now, in a completely different part of your body, something even stranger is starting. Here's something almost nobody knows. Your brain has its own cleaning system, and for most of the day, it can barely run. Scientists call it the glymphatic system. Think of it as a night shift crew that can't do its job while the building is still full of people. All day, as your brain works, it produces waste, leftover proteins, cellular byproducts. They collect quietly between your brain cells, the way dust collects in a room you're real, ways too busy to clean. At night, something shifts. Your brain cells actually shrink slightly, opening up more space around them. And through that space, fluid begins to flow, washing waste out of your brain and into your bloodstream, where it's finally cleared away. One of the proteins caught up in this nightly wash is called beta amyloid. The same protein researchers have long studied in connection with cognitive decline later in life. That doesn't mean one bad night is cause for alarm. But it's part of why scientists are paying so much attention to this system, and why so many are calling sleep one of the most underrated tools the brain has for protecting itself over time. Researchers are still mapping exactly how far this goes in humans, and how much it matters over decades. But early findings suggest this might be part of why sleep isn't optional for clear thinking. Why a foggy, exhausted brain after a bad night isn't just tiredness. It might be an unfinished cleaning job. Cut your sleep short, and that crew never clocks out. But this still isn't the strangest thing happening tonight. Not even close. About 90 minutes in, everything changes again. You enter REM sleep, and your body does something almost paradoxical. Your eyes begin darting rapidly beneath closed lids, tracking something only you can see. Your brain activity looks almost identical to being fully awake. The same electrical storm, the same firing patterns. Even your heart rate and breathing start to shift, rising and falling unevenly. Almost as if you were living through something, rather than simply resting. But your body goes still, almost paralyzed, as if some ancient safety switch has been flipped, locking your limbs in place so you can't physically act out whatever your mind is doing. Picture it like a private theater, sealed off from the rest of the building. The lights are on inside, the show is running, But nothing from that theater is allowed to leak out into the hallway. Inside that theater, your brain is doing something remarkable, sorting through everything that happened to you that day. The conversation that stuck with you, the thing you finally understood, the moment that made your chest tighten with anxiety. It's filing all of it, deciding essentially what becomes part of you and what gets quietly released. Some researchers believe this is also when your brain processes emotional weight, taking the sharpest edge off painful memories, so they hurt just slightly less by morning. It's one reason a hard day can sometimes feel more manageable after a full night's sleep, even before anything in your actual situation has changed. You don't just wake up rested, in a small, invisible way. You wake up changed. Now here's where this stops being abstract, because there's a version of this story you've probably already lived, without knowing why. Two hormones move quietly through your body every night: ghrelin, which tells you you're hungry, and leptin, which tells you you're full. On a full night of sleep, they stay in balance. But cut that sleep short, even by an hour or two, and the balance breaks. Ghrelin climbs, leptin falls, and you wake up hungrier than your body actually needs to be. Here's the part worth sitting with. That's not weak willpower standing between you and a healthier breakfast. That's biology doing exactly what it's built to do, just running on incomplete instructions, because it never got the hours it needed to finish the process properly. It's a big part of why the vending machine looks so much more convincing after a short night than it does after a long one. And there's one more system working overnight, one you'll only notice the moment it's missing. Your immune system. A significant share of immune repair and inflammation control happens specifically during deep sleep. Specialized immune cells circulate more actively while you rest, essentially patrolling for threats your body encountered during the day. It's part of why getting sick makes you crave more sleep than usual. Your body isn't being lazy, it's asking quite literally for the time it needs to fight back. So by the time your alarm goes off, here's what your body already finished, without you doing a single thing. Damaged muscle, rebuilt. Waste, cleared from your brain. The day's memories, sorted, and some of their sharpest edges softened. Your hunger hormones, recalibrated. And quietly in the background, your immune system was rebuilt too, reset and ready, whether you needed it today or not. None of that was a bonus round. It wasn't extra maintenance tacked onto the important part of your day. It was the process your entire day depends on. And it's the one most people are, without realizing it, quietly cutting short. So what do you actually do with this? Not perfection. Not a rigid 8 hours, tracked and graded every single night. Your body is more forgiving than that. What the research really points to is something simpler and harder to fake: consistency. Falling asleep and waking up around the same time, even on weekends, so your body can move through these stages the same way night after night, instead of constantly starting over from scratch. A few small things make that rhythm easier to protect. Dimming lights an hour before bed, keeping your room slightly cool rather than warm. Even a short, consistent wind down, the same few minutes most nights, signals to your body that the cycle is about to begin, so it doesn't have to guess. None of this needs to be complicated. Tonight, when you turn off the light, you won't feel any of this happening. You'll just close your eyes. But somewhere in the dark, muscle will quietly rebuild itself. Your brain will run its cleaning cycle. A private theater will open, sort through your day, and close again before morning. And by the time you wake up in ways you'll never consciously notice, you'll be a slightly different version of the person who fell asleep. We spend roughly a third of our lives here, in a state most of us have never really tried to understand, which raises one more question. One we haven't answered yet. If your body can do all of this, every single night, without any instruction from you at all, what else is it quietly doing right now, that you've never once stopped to think about? So tonight, as you're falling asleep, which part of this process do you think your body needs the most right now?